Hello, everybody. My name is Jay Starling, and this is the I Am Unbroken podcast. So I told you in episode 3 that we'd be talking about something called an FMEA, Failure Mode Effects Analysis. Basically, the layman's term for that one is, hey, I don't know what could break. Can you help me out and figure it out? That's not what I'm going to talk about today. I unfortunately was sick over the weekend, wasn't able to cut that podcast. But here is a new one, and it is what I call a hot take, right? We're talking about something that hit near and dear to me this week, over the weekend, and again today, and it is around trauma. And what we say is trauma, and then we get really defensive around it. So lots of things happen in our lives, folks. It's real life. We're all going to be traumatized by something. Levels are different depending on the individual. It can be different. One individual can see something and go, that's not a big deal to me. Another one can go, oh, that's totally horrific. We go through different experiences in life differently. Okay. So, and that's okay. That's okay that it happens. But how we process that trauma or bad things that happen to us or how someone treats us, that's on us. What they do to us can be horrible. And believe me, I've heard horrible stories. I've seen horrible things done to horrible people, or horrible things done to good people, horrible things done to horrible people. I've seen lots of bad things go on to people, and people that you never thought would treat you a certain way end up treating you that way. So it can be absolutely devastating. I understand that. But this goes back to the I am unbroken theory. That you're not broken. That didn't break you. You might have been hurt. You might have been really conditioned to look at life one way, but it's on you to change, not them. It's on you to protect yourself, not them. It's on you to change your mindset back. If they've conditioned you that, all men are horrible, well, no, all men are not horrible. That's why a lot of men have stopped dating. That's why a lot of men have walked away from dating or are very, very cautious about who they're dating, right? That's why a lot of women believe that there's no good men, because men have hurt them, and then they believe all of it is, instead of working through their trauma and instead of going, oh, I can do this. There are good men out there. I can trust again. They go, nope, never again. I'm never going to do this. They start leaning into it, and as soon as things start getting a little rough, they go, see, it's exactly like my last one. And just for the record, I am not dating anybody. So this is nothing to do with a personal wound that I just went through or anything like that. I'm watching plenty of my friends. I'm seeing what has happened to me in the past and has happened to some of my friends in the past. So that's where this is coming from. It's not coming from, oh, Jay got dumped and he's on a rampage. That's not it. It really is from what I've seen, both in women and men. Men do it too. I've seen where men have said, she was really rough on me. She was always taking my masculinity from me. I was being emasculated, and I just don't trust them not to do that anymore. And then they'll start to get in a relationship, and the woman will do one thing that they don't like. And they're like, see, told you, Jay, it's always going to happen. Women are always going to be like this, and you just can't trust them. You just can't let them into your heart. Sin on both sides, okay? But we are responsible for handling that trauma. We are responsible for looking inside, looking at that mirror and going, okay, I know I've been hurt. I know I've been harmed. What are the things I have to watch for? What are the things that I have to have a conversation with the other person on? How do I handle that communication? How can I act like an adult? How can I expect them to act like an adult? How can I break this down? And it doesn't just happen in your personal relationship. It happens in inner relationships between men, women, men and men, women and women. Had one just the other day that I was dealing in business, and this person was upset at the other person because they didn't value them, didn't really feel valued. And it's a deep wound for this person not feeling valued. It happened over and over again in their childhood, has happened over and over in their adult life. They're rebuilding their career. They're starting to move forward, and boom, they hit a person. They don't feel valued. Now, the other individual had no idea they were feeling this way, didn't really mean to cause it, didn't understand their own thing. They were trying to hold on to this person where they were at, and they did value them, but They were using this technique to devalue the individual so that way maybe they would not move on to the next position in life where they need to be. Everybody should be looking to elevate up. Everyone should be looking to level up. You've heard that, glow up, all those fancy terms that we're using nowadays for the different things. It really just goes to you're trying to move on in your life and give yourself the best life you can get. That's another big term right now, best life. What does best life even look like? What does that look like to you? Can you even imagine a best life out there? And if you can't, then you need to stop right now. Go ahead and stop this video and figure out what would you really want in life, because that's going to be way more important than probably anything I say on the next few minutes. Don't close it. Come on back. But figure out what it is that you really want to do with your life. If you could do anything, be anywhere, what would you do? What would you be? You got to know what those are. If you don't know what those are, then you're going nowhere. You're just chunking a clock. You're punching that clock every day. You're going to chunk down in the chair. You're going to watch TV. You're going to waste your life away. You're going to run out to the bar on the weekends, and you're going to drink your paycheck away, and you're going to complain. You're going to bitch and moan about, oh, my life is so horrible. It's never been good enough. I don't know what to do about it. I'm just stuck. Folks, you're not stuck. You can unstuck yourself. You can pull yourself out of the mud. You can pull yourself out of that quicksand. You don't need anybody else to do that other than you. You can listen to the podcasts. You can listen to the self-help channels. You can read self-help books. All those will help you be prepared. But until you're ready to get your ass out of the seat and actually work on yourself, nothing's going to change. You're going to be in the same ugly loop that you're currently in. You need to wake up, look at yourself in the mirror, and go, who the hell am I, and how am I going to make this happen? What do I want to be? What are the steps that I've got to take? And figure it out. Because no one's going to figure it out for you. Everyone's perfectly happy to let you sit in your crummy-ass job right where you're currently at while you're complaining. If you're happy with your job, that's awesome. You should be happy with your job. If you're loving life where it is right now and you're living what you consider the best life, follow it. Keep going there. Keep growing. Don't ever stop growing, because as soon as you stop growing, that's going to be a problem. There's always things to work on, always ways of getting life a little bit better, but stop and enjoy it when you hit there. Absolutely. I'm not saying don't stop and enjoy. I'm saying that if you're sitting here complaining, tell me how horrible your life is. Jay, I have this wrong, and I have that wrong, and I have this wrong. Those are probably choices you made, whether you like it or not. I'm not happy with some of the choices I made in life, but I've got to pick up where I'm at. I've been through 2 divorces. I thought I knew what ever after looked like. I don't, obviously, because I've told 2 women that I would love them forever and that we're going to be together forever, and I'm not with either one of them right now. So I have my own demons I have to deal with, my own things I have to work with, but I'm not going to sit here and moan and going, oh, I just don't know what it was like. I'll never know what it's like. I may never be there again. Hey, I'm going to work on myself. Am I going to be faced up front with folks and be like, hey, I've been through divorces already. I don't know what that looks like, obviously. I'm working on it. Hopefully we can figure it out together. If I'm dating somebody, yeah. Am I dating anybody right now? No. Am I worried about that whole thing right now? No, that's not what my focus is. My focus is on me and how I can become a better human being and how I can get rid of some of these things that do hold me back. And what am I doing about them? What steps am I going to take to get rid of them? Because I need to be a better me so that way I can challenge whoever it is that's going to be with me on being a better them. Because that's what I want. I want 2 people to be together, me and them, and go side by side, challenging each other, pushing each other to be the best we can be, but also celebrating each other when things work out well. So what am I on a rampage about today? I had a friend, I'll talk about that one real quick, who was messaging me back and forth and said, I'm really sorry that I am just letting it all out at you today. And that's okay. It's all right to rant once in a while. Anger is not a bad thing as long as anger drives you to do something and you put a plan together of how you're not going to be angry again this way. Angry and being angered is a way of letting you know that whatever happened is not acceptable. But just being angry and then going, oh, nope, no big deal, I'm not going to do anything about it, is not healthy. If you're getting angry over things, they need to be addressed with the individual that's making you angry. And sometimes it's yourself that you're angry with. So you need to take a look in that mirror and go, why did I do that? What am I doing? Great example. I have gained back some weight. I am not as light as I used to be. And I look at my food consumption and go, yep, you've been making some bad choices. Am I mad at myself? I absolutely am. But I'm the one that made that choice. I'm the one that went down and grabbed that cheeseburger. I'm the one that went out and grabbed that fast food instead of cooking the dinner myself. I'm the one that isn't following through on my diet plan. I know what I'm supposed to do, but hey, I would rather run down to Wendy's and grab a breakfast sandwich. I'd rather run to McDonald's and grab some chicken nuggets when I have chicken nuggets right in my own fridge. All I'd have to do is throw them in the air fryer and they'd be done. Not microwaving them, because I'm not a real fan of microwaving things, but I have an air fryer. Air fry the things. Nope, I run down to McDonald's and get stuff that's way less healthy. Or, I just started doing this weekend, run down to the butcher. It was cheaper than anything that I bought anywhere else, way better quality, no preservatives. Everything tasted really, really good. But that takes time. That takes preparation. That takes things that I'm not really into sometimes. So I have to set that time aside and decide, is that really what I want to do with myself? You know, at the end of the day, you need to look in the mirror. Look at yourself. It's nobody else's fault that you're where you're at. They may have done things to you, and they may have angered you, and they may have hurt you, but you're not broken. You're where you're at. Look at yourself in the mirror and go, I'm not happy where I'm at. I'm as good as I can be today, but I'm not happy where I'm at. How am I going to get there? What am I going to do? What steps am I going to take? I've already taught you the 5 whys, so you can kind of 5 why, what happened and what's holding you back. We'll talk about theory of constraints coming up pretty soon, so you can help figure out what's the thing holding you back, constraining you really right now. We'll talk about the FMEA that I talked about to figure out all the different ways things can fail. You know, I don't know why I'm like this. Well, let's talk about different things that could cause it. Overall, it's pretty simple. Life is given to us when we are born. We learn. We fall. We get back up. We learn how to speak, which is incredible if you think about our minds being able to pick that up. Some people learn multiple languages. Blows my mind that they can do that. But we can overcome things. We always have as a human race, as an individual. You've fallen multiple times as a baby and you've gotten back up and you learned how to walk. You learned how to crawl. You learned how to walk. You learned how to run. Some of us learned how to sing, some not so well. Others have. Some people have learned how to talk really well. Other people haven't. But that's okay. Acknowledge what you have, know what you want, and go get it. You can learn those things. I've heard people that have never been able to sing learn how to sing 5 or 6 songs really, really well. Will they ever pick up a song and just start singing out of the blue? No, they won't. They have to train their ears. They have to train their voice to hit in the right spot because they're tone deaf. But they get help over and over and over again so they understand where they're supposed to be at. And they can sing. If they really want to, they can sing. So what do I mean by that? So what? How does that link to trauma? You can overcome whatever is holding you back, whatever you're going to say about it. Like, he's a narcissist. She's a narcissist. You don't know what it was like. You don't know what I've been through. You're absolutely right. I'm not you. I'll never know what you went through. But I can sympathize. I can go, I understand it had to have been rough. We've all had long hauls on different things. I can understand that. But I can only help you so much. You have to make sure that you're willing to do it. When I used to be in a health and fitness area, I had an individual who was my coach, and we were working out things together, and I'm like, this person, I just can't get this person to take their health seriously. He said, Jay, listen, we're ambulance drivers. We can get people to the hospital, but they've got to be willing to get help. And that's what I have to say today. It doesn't matter what coach you work with. If you're working with a coach, you're working with a therapist, you're working with a counselor, none of that matters if you're not willing to take the help. to really look at yourself and go, I am going to change. Not that I want to change, not that I might change. I am going to change. I am going to listen to these people and I am going to change. Or I'm going to read this book and I'm going to change. Or I'm going to talk to my sponsor if you're in AA or Al-Anon and I'm going to change. Any of those things, whether you have a coach you're working with or a therapist you're working with or a counselor, no matter who you're working with, maybe you're just working by yourself, then be dedicated to yourself. I strongly recommend you not trying to go through life by yourself. Strongly recommend you not trying to do that. You really, really should be trying to have other people in your life that can be a sounding board, because sometimes we go in these dark places, or these tunnel visions, we'll call them that, not dark places, tunnel visions that just make us go, I know exactly what's going on. I have it. It's called an echo chamber, but you're echo chambering your own head because there's nobody there to tell you otherwise. There's nobody to check up on you to go, hey, yeah, sure you want to think like that? Are you sure that's not really positive thinking anymore? And you told me you were going to just do positive thinking. That's the other thing. Don't penalize yourself for having some negative thoughts. Everybody has some negative thoughts. Overall, be positive, though. Overall, look at life and go, it could be so much worse. It could be so much worse. And what we prioritize, we actually do. This is amazing. I'll give you another story that just made my hair, if I would have had hair, made my hair catch on fire. Had a person reach out, hey, I need $150 for food. Can you please help me and find assistance for $150 for food? This is 2 weeks ago. I didn't give it to them, but I put them in touch with resources that should have been able to get them help with food. This weekend, there's a post on Facebook from the same person. Hey, I just got my $350 tattoo done. They couldn't find $150 for food, but they found $350 for a tattoo. What really mattered to them, getting that tattoo, they found the money for. How'd they find it? I don't know. Maybe somebody gave it to them. But if you really, really want something, you're going to find it. You're going to work towards it. So my message today, more than anything else, is it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be hurt, but only for a short time. It's okay to look in the mirror and go, this person did so much damage. It's going to take a while to repair. But take that while. Pick up. Start moving forwards to repair yourself. Do what has to be done. I have another friend that I'm helping out right now. We're trying to go back and forth, show someone what a masculine man looks like, what a feminine woman looks like, that are strong leaders. But how does that look in your life? So that way, when I find a woman like that, I'm able to go, I recognize this. This is what I was looking for. Person's not exactly what I'm looking for. I'm not exactly what that person's looking for, which is perfectly fine. But we have enough of leadership characteristics we're able to look at each other and go, hey, this is kind of what I'm looking for. So find somebody like that in your life. Find somebody that's not going to be romantic with you. The romantic person hurts you. Okay, fine. But what's it look like to have a strong man, a passionate man there in your life? Even if he's not romantic towards you. But I'll be honest with you, not a lot of people are going to want to invest that energy because they're healing themselves. They're healing themselves. And that's what you also have to recognize, that everybody has trauma. Everybody's hurt in some way. We just have to be real with each other. Where are we hurt? This is what happened to me. This is why that happened to me. And I'm never going to do that again. Whether it's spiritually, financially, members of the heart. I trusted him with everything. I hear that a lot. And I'll never trust another man that way. Well, then you're never going to get that level of joy that you had for that medium time. It might not have been very long. But if you don't trust that level, you'll never get that again. Well, I'll never feel that kind of pain again. That's true, but you'll never feel that joy again. Don't let the pain that you're going through don't let the pain that you're going through block out the joy that you had. Focus on the joy that you had. Understand what went wrong and correct it in yourself, whatever you did on that part of it, because everybody's done something. I'm not saying you're at fault for being treated badly. You're not. No one deserves to be treated badly. But were you treating somebody else badly because you've been treated badly? That's not okay either. It's not okay to hurt somebody because you've been hurt. That's not okay. And you might be doing it without even knowing it. This is why when I taught the 5 whys, it's important to go through it. It's also going to be important to say all the different ways I could have hurt somebody. Is that a constraint? Is that what's holding me back? All those things. It's important to understand in your life. I've been ranting now for a little while. I'm going to stop. I'm going to leave you with this nugget. You are not broken. You are a strong human. You can be whatever you choose to be in life, no matter your age. There are 90-year-olds graduating from college because they said they wanted to do that. There are 50-year-olds that are just starting their second company now. They're leaving their corporate job and they're starting a company going, I can be so much more. There's 20-year-olds starting internet crazes that haven't even been imagined yet that are going to change the world. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your background. Look in the mirror, say what you want to be, and figure it out. We have the most resources at our fingertips now, being the internet. Whatever you want to be, you can find somebody that's probably done something pretty much like it, and then you figure out how you're going to get next to that person, at least a little bit conversation. Devour whatever they have out there. Who did they mentor under? Who did they watch? Who did they read? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want your life to change? Are you happy just to sit there and keep continuing complaining? Or are you going to do something today to change it? Thank you for listening. I'm Jay Starling, and this is the I Am Unbroken podcast.